Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat, and I'm here with some massive Toonami news. A little earlier today, we got a schedule drop from Toonami for November 5th, which is not this Saturday, but the Saturday after it. And we got a couple of familiar faces back on the block. At midnight, we have My Hero Academia Season 5 reruns. 12:30, we have Made in Abyss Season 2. 1 a.m., we have Yashahime Princess Half Demon. 1:30, we're going to keep looking for that One Piece. 2 a.m. we have Naruto looking for the Shippuden. 2:30 we have Primal reruns, and then for this week we'll have a daylight savings bonus hour of 2 reruns of Primal as well. Note daylight savings time this for the fall means you're falling back an hour, therefore you will be getting an extra hour of time overnight, which happens to coincide with Toonami's airing. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just go right for the elephant in the room. And Made in Abyss is back. And I'm gonna say, I did not see this coming. I've made numerous videos, and I've said in numerous videos in the very recent past that I thought it was a certainty we were not getting it, purely because of the fact that you would have to air Dawn of the Deep Soul, and Toonami usually doesn't have the budgets for movies. They're too expensive for something you're gonna really air just once. But they're cavalier with it. They are airing Made in Abyss Season 2. And they are not airing Dawn of the Deep Soul. So, and why am I focusing on Dawn of the Deep Soul so much? Well, for most anime, when they have like mid-season movies, it's a plot line that isn't canonical to the show. Or if you happen to be watching the anime but not the movie, you could go from season to season and miss nothing of importance to the overall plot. Oh, but Made in Abyss is a different beast altogether. Now, I've been told by every source I've asked, so I'm going to treat this as fact, that Dawn of the Deep Soul is 100% canonical and very, very important to the plot of Made in Abyss. In so much that if you just go from season 1 to season 2, you will be immediately confused. So that being said, I'm going to say now that Dawn of the Deep Soul is available on HIDIVE, and it is, I have been told, available on Hulu. HIDIVE, apparently you can do a 1 week free trial, so if you just know to cancel on time, you won't have to pay anything, and if you already have Hulu, happen to be subscribed to Hulu, then congrats, you already have it for, well, nothing extra more than you're already paying for Hulu. So that's something to note there. And this reminds me a bit of, you might remember like 5, 6 years ago when the movie Alien Covenant came out, the prequel trilogy to the Alien franchise, the second film in that, where 2 clips were posted onto YouTube before the movie's released in theaters, that if you did not happen to watch before you watched Alien Covenant in theaters, you were going to be a bit confused. Not massively confused, but enough where things wouldn't quite make sense. One of the 2 clips involved a lot of like character interactions and character development, and the second one was actually a kind of important plot point that kind of springs forward the second half of the movie. I'm going to leave it at that. And a lot of people were confused and frustrated when they just didn't watch it because they didn't know you're supposed to watch clips online before you go into the theaters and watch the movie. And here, I think a lot of the people who aren't deep in the know about like Toonami news or follow Made in Abyss that particularly tightly are gonna go watch season 1 and be like, okay, that was a great ending. Go to season 2 and be immediately confused. And that could be a turnoff, especially for a show that's airing pretty early in the block. Made in Abyss was kind of buried in the block at first go round. Now it's the second show in the block. And having gotten into the leading off show in the block, My Hero Academia Season 5. A lot of people saying maybe this is a typo because if you're following anime, you'll know that My Hero Academia Season 6 has debuted on Funimation. The dub has debuted on Funimation as of a week and a half ago for Season 6. And it says Season 5 here. I do not think this is a typo. The more I've thought about it, the more I think they are actually airing reruns of Season 5 at the front of the block. They probably already still have the rights to air Season 5. And it's kind of a stalling out period where they probably think they might get the rights to season 6, and probably more likely than not they will at this point. The fact that they're willing to air season 5. The question is, it's a waiting game. If they air the whole season of My Hero Academia here, you're going to be waiting until May, maybe June to get season 6 because it's a 25 episode season. And with that, it's something that, well, it's still a waiting game. And it brings up the questions of the same questions we had when Primal was the leadoff show. What good is it to have a rerun at the front of the block? Primal showed it was all right. Primal did pretty well as a leadoff to the block, even as a rerun. My Hero Academia has actually aired reruns in the front of the block before. That was purely because of the whole issue in 2020 of dubs not being completed in time. So we had that period where we had that episode with the Gentleman of Labrava like 5 different times or whatever in like the course of 3 or 4 weeks because they kept rerunning the same episodes because they're waiting for My Hero Academia to keep pumping out dubbed episodes. And yeah. So again, My Hero Academia reruns leading off the block. Then My Fam, Rico, Reg, Nanachi, Ozen, and Liza. We should see more of Liza this season, I think. My guess. I mean, we're got to be getting close to the bottom of this damn abyss. We'll be at 12:30, and then it's just the usual suspects afterwards, with One Piece being cut down to 1 episode a week. Chippuden's going to stay at 1 episode a week, and then we get our old friend Primal back at the end of the block for more reruns. More reruns of a show that has a grand total of 20 episodes at this point. Amazing. And then other news is that we have ratings for this past Saturday night, March 15th or March 22nd now. March 22nd now, 2022. Now I know that Housing Complex C gets a 0.08, Yashahime at a 0.06. Then you have One Piece at a 0.06, followed by 0.05, Naruto at a 0.04, and a 0.03. And Made in Abyss, they've had a tendency to just not give you the ratings anymore for that. But that's a piece I've made with, especially since we're getting new Made in Abyss here in the block in a couple weeks. And ultimately, this is, again, and it's interesting to note, this is how Housing Complex C ends. The same number I had last week. And it's hard to analyze a show with so few episodes in terms of ratings, but it ended up doing approximately as well as Primal. Kind of disappointing considering that Toonami actually put their own flesh and blood into this, put their actual money into this, more than, well, Primal, Adult Swim was throwing money into it, but nevertheless. And after that, we got to really think about how One Piece is just really the unsung hero of this block ratings-wise. One Piece left Toonami 2 separate times in the past because no one was watching it. Now people are watching it. One Piece has seen kind of, in my opinion, this like weird resurgence in popularity the last year or two. It can't just be me, right? Where like One Piece is like starting to gain ground and popularity again. It went from being joked about like, oh, you get half a chapter show to people being really into finding the One Piece again. I digress. And Yashahime got built on by One Piece for like the 5th time at this point. Yashahime is just kind of the lolcow of the block. Even in like the bigger episodes, like this past week's episode was, it's not pulling in the ratings. And it's still going to be 3rd in the block starting on November 5th. And yeah, really, you can't say much after that because it's really just the reruns or the shows that already you expect low ratings from. So yeah, again, to sum up all parts for this big news day, Made in Abyss Season 2 coming out on November 5th. So this upcoming Saturday, we get the Housing Complex C Marathon, followed by the Promised Neverland Season 2 Marathon. And then we have this schedule you see here to air on the next Saturday night. And we'll probably get the same schedule, but maybe without the Daylight Savings Time bonus hour for the weeks after that. What do you guys think? Leave your comments, leave your pins down below. I am the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.